These ships and the Ollie Burke Aegis destroyers, which are their direct descendants, are the basic building blocks of all the instruments of naval power that your Navy projects on the surface of the oceans.
In addition to the latest Port Royal, a Civil War-era side-wheel schooner gunboat also steamed under that name. The first Port Royal saw action throughout the Civil War, including the Battle of Mobile Bay.
What you see here today is a blending of technology that was brought together by an industry and government team. The industry team of Mr. St. Pé, the industry team of the Martin Marietta, Raytheon Hughes, General Dynamics, it goes on and on and on, working together as one to mold all that technology into a machine that will ensure when your sons and daughters go in harm's way, they will not be at risk.
Before he finished speaking, Admiral Hochting invited retired Admiral Wayne E. Meyer, who is affectionately known as the father of Aegis, to share his thoughts and feelings as he watched the commissioning of the final Aegis cruiser of the current production program. Admiral Meyer recalled events which took place more than 20 years earlier, before some of Port Royal's crewmen were even born.
Later in the program, Admiral Doyle and I had asked the Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Hayward, if we could name this class the battle class. The naval historian, Admiral J.D.H. Kane, had proposed it. The CNO said, I don't think that we can sell that, but I have no objection to them being associated with battles. And hence, the decision was made to name them after battles and campaigns, and the first one became Ticonderoga.
The USS Port Royal name reminds us of the rich history, the important history, the strategic history of this area near the Port Royal Sound. The Port Royal Sound has played a very important role in the formation of our nation and in the uniting of our nation, as bitter as that uniting was.
Port Royal was named to commemorate two battles which took place at Port Royal, South Carolina. During the Revolutionary War, Generals William Moultrie and Stephen Bull thwarted a British effort to take the Port Royal island town of Beaufort, which postponed the fall of Charleston to the British. And during the Civil War, a major naval battle took place at Port Royal. Federal Captain Samuel Francis DuPont seized Port Royal Sound after Forts Walker and Beauregard fell to his intense naval bombardment. The victory was the first blow in the Union's naval blockade of the South, cut off commerce between Charleston and Savannah, and provided an invaluable safe harbor to the blockading Union forces.
As authorized by the Secretary of the Navy and for the President of the United States, I hereby place United States ship Port Royal in commission. May God bless and guide this warship and all who sail in her.
I shall now read my orders. From Chief of Naval Personnel to Captain Nicholas L. Richards, U.S.N. Bureau of Naval Personnel Orders number 0942, dated 3 April 1942. Upon commission of USS Port Royal, report for duty as commanding officer. Signed, R.J. Vladiper, Vice Admiral, Chief of Naval Operations. Admiral Cody. Admiral Cody. United States ship Port Royal in commission, as in command. Executive Officer, set the first watch.
Aye, Captain. Lieutenant Merrick, set the watch. Mr. Victor DuPont and Mr. Michael DuPont will set the first watch with Lieutenant Mark A. Merrick. The DuPonts represent Admiral Samuel DuPont, the Admiral who fought the Battle of Port Royal Sound, the second battle for which the ship was named.
Sir, the watch is set.
Very well. Captain, the watch is set.
Very well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored with such a supportive sponsor as Mrs. Baker. Some 20 months ago, she christened the ship in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Mrs. Baker, I would be honored if you'd join me at the podium and give the honor to man our ship.
officers and crew of Port Royal man our ship and bring her to life.
Admiral Hickey, Port Royal's man ready to report for duty.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Nicholas L. Richards, First Commanding Officer, United States Ship Port Royal.
Every man of war is a compromise built for a special purpose, an agreed mixture of speed, armor, offensive and defensive weapons, seaworthiness, and living accommodations. Midway between the aircraft carrier and the frigate stands the cruiser. To me, almost the ideal ship, and perhaps the most versatile warship the world saw this century. To quote one mid-century admiral, there are never enough cruisers in wartime. I would like to leave you with the words 200 years ago of a great fighting admiral of the Royal Navy, Lord St. Vincent, who best expressed the principle to which I, these men, and this magnificent ship and all the sailors who follow us onward for 2 generations are dedicated. I do not say the enemy will not come. I say only he will not come by sea. Thank you.